How long would you leave it on for?
Leave it to soak for 20-30 seconds. Usually when you're waiting to do a job, time passes very slowly, so it is key just to let it soak. Again, I was ready for brushing then straight away, but really, you asking the question has stopped me. This has given me time to actually let the chemical do the work, let the caravan cleaner do the work, and then it's doing the job properly then. So as you can see this time, there's a lot less black running off the rubbers. So I should be able to rinse that down now. And you can also see when you're standing up close to the Bob Dazzler's putting a protective coating on there as well. So here's the litmus test. White cloth, rub it on the rubber. There you go. No problem at all. So now I've shown you all the little tricks. There's probably one last trick to do, and that would be the hatch surrounds. So again, simple 10 to 1 solution, sprayed around the hatch. I'm just going to do half of it, so you can see there's a distinct difference. Again, let it soak. That's the trick. So again, now it's had a little bit of time to soak, so rub with a sponge. And then rinse down with Bobby Dazzler. See what a wonderful difference that makes. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to wash the whole side of the van in one go. So I'm going to use pump of garden spray with Caravan cleaner in. So it's for general cleaning, it's just 2 capfuls to a gallon of water. So there's 2 gallons in here. That's 4 capfuls of cleaner. So because it's a warm sunny day and it's windy, I'm just going to do half the side at a time. So apply the cleaner from the bottom up.
Why do you apply the cleaner from the bottom up?
Again, the same with the black streak remover. If you start at the top, you're going to have streaks running down, and it will only clean in streaks then. So if you start at the bottom, you cover nice and evenly. You can see where you're going, so you don't miss anywhere. Windows the same. So this is in effect a 200 to 1 solution of Caravan cleaner. Okay. So again, leave it to soak. You want to do the windows, again, you can apply some more to the window. and then just give that a wipe over with your hands.
Why do you use your hands again?
Use a hand so you can feel if there's any grit or anything like that on the windows. What I'll do in a bit, I will show you a van that's been cleaned, the windows have been cleaned with brushes and sponges and that sort of thing, and compare it to these windows that have only ever been cleaned by hand like this. And these are 10 years old, these windows.
Is that because you use your hand because a sponge will have dirt in it no matter how clean the sponge is?
Sponges will trap dirt and grit and that sort of thing, so you never know what's on the window, what's in the sponge. Also, sponge material can scratch windows, so brushes will contain dirt and that will scratch the window, and also the brush fibres, they can be quite tough, so it is. Even cotton wool will scratch an acrylic window, so you do have to be very careful to maintain the quality of your windows. So now this has had a good time to soak, I'm going to use a mitten for this job. Basically a mitten helps because when you're wiping round the van and that sort of thing, it protects your hand from being knocked and scuffed by things sticking out, edges of windows and that sort of thing. So I always used to end up with cuts and blood everywhere. So now I use a mitten and it makes life a lot easier. Just rinsing out the mitten every now and again, keeping the side and the bodywork all nice and wet.
What happens if the bodywork dries out?
If the bodywork dries out, it just makes it harder to rinse. Basically, you've got to start again. So you've got to go over the area again. So it just saves time and effort if you're systematic and do the job properly. So I'm just going to use a brush and nooks and crannies. So you can see how the algae develops in the back of things. This is these black bits coming out here.
Is there any way to stop the algae from?
To stop algae growing, the Bobby Dazzler has algae inhibitor in it and that sort of thing. So that will slow the growth down, but over time it ends up growing because you get debris stuck in the gutters and that sort of thing. So we do an overwintering product that you can put on the van. It's more of a permanent coating than the Bobby Dazzler, and that helps over the winter. This van hasn't had overwintering on this year, but we needed it for demonstration period purposes. So, rinsing from the top down with the Bobby Dazzler. Chasing all the soap and the dirt away. So you can see with this locker, it's come up nice and clean with the 200 to 1 solution, as well as the 10 to 1 solution. But it's still, I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but it's still slightly yellowy where I've not used the 10 to 1. So I'm going to put some 10 to 1 on there, which is a black streak remover. And that will just help clean out the slight discoloration there. So there we go. So now all I need to do is the same process around the whole of the van. What I'm actually going to do now is do that half of the side of the van and then move on to the other areas. Really, when you're washing the van, if you're going to wash the roof, always wash the roof first, and then any soap and dirt that's run down the sides can then be cleaned off when you're washing the sides, front and the back. But one thing I do want to point out is how much water we've actually used just washing this side of the van up to now. We've used less than a gallon of water for rinsing off with, and probably 2 litres for putting the cleaner on. So we've used very small amount of water. So when you've got a hose pipe ban and that sort of thing, washing with these pump up garden sprays is a great way of saving water and also just making it more portable, so you can actually wash the van when it's not near a water source. Usually it takes about 2 to 4 gallons to rinse off with the whole van, and about a gallon of water for putting the cleaner on to do the whole van. So you can say 5 gallons of water will clean and rinse down a whole caravan, no problem at all.